Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bahrain, which is a night race, the first ever in CRL, and it's only the third round, coming in here after Australia and making a quick stop at China. Looking at the facts then, a population of 1.343 million, and in 1932 it became the first Arabian country to discover petroleum.
Yeah, okay, that's enough of that. We didn't really want to hear that much. Yep, welcome to CRL. Obviously that intro was from season 1. Sorry to put Coxie in a bit. But yeah, that was our season 1 intro for Bahrain, which is a night race. And yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of them memes because it is a nice night race, the first ever of CRL, and it's only round 2. Obviously, oh my god, my eye. Obviously, we've had round 1 in Australia where Danny won, followed by Andrew, and Andrew's not here this race, so we'll see how it plays out with the drivers. And let's see if Danny can continue his form and win another. But let's see if Joe can, because, well, if Joe can do well, because last year he won this race, and yeah, that was an amazing performance from him. So let's see if he can do it this year. And obviously, we'll hope that there's no glitchy tyre pit stops, you know, where they change the tyres without touching the car. That's another one that's been added to the list. Oh dear, and that's only 2. Let's see how this race is gonna plan out. We've got obviously we're in Q2 now, and we've got 13 drivers. I thought we had 14, but apparently not. So let's see that Williams of either Tommy gets out of the way of Connor as he starts his lap. A lot of people are on their laps now, and we'll see. We'll go on board with Connor for his lap to see how he does on his first lap. Locks up a bit into turn 1, but not too badly, and activates DRS there and comes down into the 4th corner. Locks up quite a bit. This is where Vettel binned it in 2019, and then we get to the point where we've got this chicane, right left, pretty high speed. Yeah, Connor oversteers a lot and kind of blocks Tommy, I think. No, he didn't block Tommy. Did he block Tyler? Yeah, he blocked Tyler a bit. So who should we spectate? Let's spectate Danny, as he is the favourite current championship leader, and let's see what he can do this race. Where's Joe? Is he on track? Yeah, Joe is on track. There's a McLaren sideways. That was Namo Pamo. Actually, it could have been. It was Namo Pamo. Oh no, it was Owen. Sorry. And Tommy takes the fastest lap, followed them by Balin. So Balin now has fastest lap. But let's see, as Danny's about to cross the line. No, he's not. He's coming into the pits. And will Owen come across and do a better lap? No, Owen goes to start his lap now, as Tyler comes in at the back. Connor with a slow lap. Joe with quite a slow lap as well. And obviously Bahrain again. Look at that night. Bahrain, one of the most beautiful looking circuits on this game, in my opinion. And let's see. Anyone else? Harvey's on a good lap. He's come across the line to start his lap. Yep, as he comes into turn 1. Pretty nice. Hits the apex. Doesn't lose traction off the corner. Obviously, he won't be pushing loads in this lap. He'll be conserving his tyres. His teammate now is about to start his lap, as Harrington there goes 4th place. And let's see. Harvey goes around the chicane now in sector 2, and now comes into the right-hander of turn 8, I think. But turn 10 is going to be a bit of a twat for everyone. excuse my language, but Harvey makes good, actually does it quite well. But at the moment, no one's really setting good lap times. Obviously, I suppose that a lot of people are on, a lot of people are on the mediums, and Cameron goes first now with a pretty good lap time there, 1:29.0. So that's a good lap from him. But Harvey's still got his lap to do, as Owen does a really slow lap on the softs. The two Red Bulls have done their laps on the hards actually, so it wasn't that bad for hard lap tyres. But as Harvey comes across the line now, he goes P1. That is a good lap there, 1:28.9 I think. I'm quite far away from my TV, so I can't really see. But that is a pretty good lap, and that shows that he's going to be competitive today. Tyler did his lap on the mediums. We'll be saying goodbye to 3 of the drivers in this session, obviously. So Cam goes P4. That is a pretty good lap from him. And now we just wait for maybe, I think Tyler's on a lap, or at least I hope Tyler's on a lap. But we wait and see. Loses the rear quite a bit. I think he's pushing. I'm not sure. He looks like he's pushing, but let's see as he goes into turn 10. He takes that fine. I think that's turn 10 at least. I'll look. And yeah, doing a really good lap. Now let's see if wait, what turn is that? Obviously we've got that turn, the chicane, not the chicane, the right-hander, the fast right-hander with the curbs of death, which literally will kill you. That is turn, let me just look, turn 13 I thought. Now let's go on board with the current championship leader, Danny. And let me just look, was it turn 13? I don't know, it's not showing. Turn 12. Yeah, turn 12 then. That's going to be a bit of a twat, because that has that curb on the middle, on the apex, which you touch it and you're dead. And Danny spins. We don't normally see that from Danny, so quite strange occurrence. That's actually at turn 13, so weird corner to spin at, but we'll allow it, as now currently in the drop zone is Dalton, Danny and Connor, but we know that people will be able to make improvements to their lap times, Danny being one of them, and I'd say Connor can improve on his lap time as well. Yellow flag in sector 2. Probably someone's just pushed a bit too hard. Yeah, it's green. So 6 minutes to go now in this session, and we've got, obviously we're on with Danny at the moment as he's doing his lap and loses the rear, almost does a Vettel, but just helps it. And Danny rocking a new helmet, because it looked quite nice. But look at the lights, like this game, it's made Bahrain look beautiful, not gonna lie. Obviously it being a night race, the first ever of CRL, and it's only round 2. That's the 3rd time I've used that joke. It's getting a bit dead. And let's see. Oh, he's gone slower. There's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. I will not throw caution in it because it's not the race. If that was in the race, I'd be a bit concerned. He runs wide at turn 12, which kind of screws him up for turn 13, but he's fine now. He's got a he could have had slipstream, but the Williams of Tyler moves over. And let's see if Danny will go faster than Harvey. He's coming towards the line now, activates DRS and goes to P5, but that's on the hard compound tyres. So that is a good lap by him, and Owen is out on the softs, which is a bit strange. He must... Oh, he's come into the pits, okay. So Tyler now, he'll need to improve a bit more. He's on the mediums as he comes into the pits. Dalton hasn't done a lap yet, but he's now coming as quick as he can into the final corner of turn 13 or 14. Yeah, 14. And comes across the line. He goes 11th, so that's not enough. He's at the moment, the two Red Bulls and the Toro Rosso are in the drop zone, but they will need to all do a better lap, because if they stick with their lap times, then... Oh, and Dalton's just spun, so Dalton needs to get back to the pits, really, because he has, like, 3 minutes to get there and back out, so he has about a minute, and that's not the best thing. Oh, why do I need the toilet now? But Dalton's tyres are going to be a bit bad, but we'll start seeing people come out in a few minutes. And we'll just wait for someone else to come out, because Dalton and Danny are both on slow laps. So and now it's just Dalton on the track now, so he's got the whole track to himself. Tyler goes out on an out lap, he's in P10, so he's under a bit of pressure. He needs to gain like 2,000 and he'll be ahead of Dalton. No, sorry, Harrington. Which, that's a pretty tight gap there. He needs to gain about 4 attempts to get above Jamie, but Jamie went on the soft tyres. So, yeah. So let's now go on board with, well, on to Tyler, and Connor goes out. I want to see what tyres people go out on now, to be honest. Yeah, Connor goes out on the mediums. Tyler's gone out on the softs. Joe's gone out, well, will go out on the mediums. Harrington's gone out on the mediums. Old mediums as well. So he's going to be using up his mediums instead of saving them for the race. But Danny retires, obviously. He is safely through at the moment, unless like everyone below him improves their lap. But doesn't look like a lot of people going out. Cam isn't going out, Tommy isn't going out, Jamie isn't going out. So people are at risk are actually Jamie, and Harrington is as well. No, Harrington's on that lap. Cam is not in danger, Tommy's in danger, and Jamie's in very big danger, as Tyler now goes onto a lap. Let's see what he can do in his Williams. He's really improved this season. Obviously his start last race in Australia was really good, so we hope to see more performances like that from him, and he could be challenging for top 5s if he doesn't spin and bottle it. Loses the rear there, but controls it. He's done a clean lap so far. Drifts it round that corner, just doesn't care. Stamps on the throttle and tries to spin it round. And let's see, as he goes into turn 10, onto the straight to activate the DRS. His softs are quite, like, they feel a bit cold, I can tell. But now we just wait until we see the lap times come in, and see how Jamie and Tommy are going to fare up against the people behind. There are a lot of people behind. Cam could be in danger. Danny could be in danger if everyone below him improves, but a lot of people are on mediums, and there's only like one driver on softs. Yeah, I think Danny is actually safe. But now we see the first lap time come in. Tyler on the softs. Let's see where that puts him. It puts him in P7. So pushes Tommy down to P8. His teammate. So he's beaten his teammate at least. And that's it now. Tyler's obviously finished his lap. And Harrington now. Let's see how he fares up. Dalton fails to get into Q3. But Yeah, let's see. Joe's on a lap. Harrington's on a lap. They're both in the drop zone. So Jamie is in danger at the moment. Harrington could improve. And the previous winner, Joe, could also improve and push Tommy out. So let's see. Is Harrington going to improve? Are we slower? Oh, I was waiting to say that. And Harrington goes slower, so he fails to gain another position. Now it's Joe, the previous winner of Bahrain, which is a night race. But let's see, is he going to improve on his lap time, move up the order and push Jamie into the drop zone? And we'll see in just a few moments as he locks up into the final corner, but I think he's okay. As he now puts the throttle on, activates DRS at C, he goes up to just into the 10th. Oh, he's only about 6 thousandths ahead of Jamie, but he has done enough to push Jamie down into 11th place. And that was close from them both. But what a qualifying session that was. And now we wait for Tyler to pit because he's a dick. He just went into the pit instead of retiring. But now all we have to do is wait. So in the drop zone now, in the end of that, was Jamie, Harrington and Dalton. And there you go, now we are... Why has it gone into that camera angle? That's a bit weird. But so, obviously, was there any incidents? Just exceeding track limits and 2 are bailing, so... now we wait. Okay, so now Q3 starts, and we've got 12 minutes. I might just nip to the toilet just so I don't need it in the race. But now we've got Harvey, obviously, after that P1 in Q2, really doing Leclerc and have an issue, so retiring Q3. But, you know, we don't know that. He could do bits and get pole. We have a few people who could get pole. We have, obviously, Harvey could. Cameron could, Danny could, Joe could, Cam could. We have a lot of people. Balin could, you know, anyone could. Tommy could, Connor could, Joe could, and I think I said Joe, and Tyler could, and Owen. You know, any of them could. We have a top 10 that's pretty tight in speed. But we got obviously a minute, and I'm just going to leave you on with Harvey as I go and have a piss. Goodbye. I'm not going to do a Josh and say I'm going to piss out a window. Right, goodbye. And now I'm back, and literally haven't missed anything. Harvey's just started his lap, and we just wait for Harvey to complete that lap. I think he was one of the first drivers out. There is someone ahead of him, that I believe that's probably not traffic, because everyone's on a lap now, so all 10 drivers are on the track. And we just wait now to see if Harvey can do what he did in Q2 and get a first. But see that number 6 on his car. I assume lucky number. He comes around turn 13 down the straight. Balin goes first at the moment on the 1 minute, and Tommy now goes second. Danny goes first. What a lap from him, 1:27.7, and Harvey goes third by not that much. Connor goes fourth then. Owen goes third now, pushing Harvey down another position. And only 4 more people to complete a lap, and then we'll have our banker laps all set. Let's see what time the previous winner, Joe. Okay, Joe goes into pits. Let's see what Cam does. Cam, obviously, last time he got the fastest lap in the race, as Tyler goes ahead of his teammate, and Cam goes up to second. What a lap from him! He's 6 tenths off of Danny, but he's ahead. And that is a banging lap from him, to be fair. Cameron goes 6th. So at the moment, Cam has really improved from Season 1. Obviously in Season 1 he was the 4th best in the championship, and did win in Monaco. But hopefully he wins in Monaco again. I can't wait for Monaco, to be honest. It'll be so good to see Cam fighting for wins again, like he has done. And is that Williams just getting over? I believe that's Tyler. But Cam seems like he's on a flying lap. Obviously he's not. Now people start to come in, and they'll be waiting for about 4 minutes until they want to go back out again. Number 22 on Cam's car, same one as Jensen Button. Was that Tyler? Yeah, Tyler's just gone round again, so Tyler's the only person on track. We are spectating him. Tyler obviously last race did really well, moved up to like P4 in the first lap, which was an amazing start for him. He's shown that he has improved since the last game. Obviously, he didn't even make it into Q3 last season. Like, he joined quite late. So this season, obviously, already at 8th place, he's beating people. But he seems like he's on a quick lap at the moment. Obviously, if I miss a battle with anyone, I'm sorry. But I don't have a camera on every single driver. But we just wait now and see what lap time Tyler's going to do. And I believe he's going to do a pretty good lap time. I'm hoping, at least, because we're counting on it. And let's see. He comes round and goes down the straight. Yellow flag to 1. Probably someone just going slow. It's going to be Harvey. Yeah, Harvey just going really slow with Tommy per wall. And Tyler comes around the final corner. Now he's coming into the pits, of course. I watch his whole lap and he comes into the pits. So has Harvey just got a right? We'll quickly have a cheeky look at the penalties. No incidents, so no cutting corners. Well done, everyone. But this is only, we've still got 4 minutes, so everyone in their lap's just going to be like exceeding track limits. But now we wait for Harvey to start his lap. We also wait for Balin, Cameron, Tommy, and Joe's on a lap. Joe's the only one actually on a lap at the moment, so we'll watch him. And obviously we're watching the previous winner of this race. Yeah, last season there was a mad battle, wasn't there? There was like 4 drivers. It was the first race we streamed with commentary, and me and the other Josh, and yeah, Joe just pulls over. But yeah, me and the other Josh, what a dream team that was. But no more. That was his intro for the Bahrain Grand Prix that we never used. But yeah. And we're obviously on board with Danny at the moment. We'll go to Harvey because Harvey's actually about to start his lap. So 2 minutes left and every driver is out apart from 2. So Connor and Cam will come out later on in the session. And Harvey's on a slow lap again because he's messed up somewhere. So what's wrong with Cam's just come out of the pits? Okay. So we'll look on board. We'll go with Balin now in the Alfa Romeo. His teammate Andrew couldn't arrive today. But now we just hope that Balin can do his bits. Obviously he got that point penalty because we halved his points for a collision with Jack. And it didn't really do anything. But we've got about 2 minutes left, so people might do 2 laps if they feel like they need to do 2 laps. And I'm playing with a stress ball. Alright, leave me alone. So Joe still hasn't really done a competitive lap. Tommy's just done a pretty good lap to get him into 7th place. It pushes his teammate down to 9th. Connor's in 8th. And the top 7 are all out. And we'll see if Balin's lap can be anywhere near Danny's, or if he's on a slow lap getting ready. And Owen's just retired, so either that was a crash or he just retired off the main screen. But Balin goes up to P2, so go ahead of Cam. Now we're starting to see some lap times. Cam starts his lap, so let's see what he can do. Danny's see on a lap and is in the tight chicane. Will Harvey finish his lap? Okay, we've got like 50 seconds. Harvey's just started his, and so is his teammate. So who else are we waiting for? Danny still hasn't completed his lap. There's 30 seconds left. I wish and Cameron's just retired. Danny's coming to the pits. So Danny feels like he has done enough. Obviously he's 3 attempts ahead of Balin. And Danny retires. So Balin has finished his lap. So Balin probably won't do another. But Joe retires. So Joe didn't really do a good lap in the end. So that's put him in 10th. So Tyler's at least beaten someone. And now we've only got 6. Oh my god, I'm sorry. 6 drivers left now, and Tommy comes into the pits as well. Harvey finishes, he goes P3 ahead of his teammate. And Balin looks like he's creating a bit of a blockage for Cam. Like he doesn't want Cam to beat him. And Tyler finishes P9. Can't improve on his lap. But Cam now, can he get up into 2nd or even challenge Danny? He goes to 2nd. What a lap. He's only 2 attempts away from Danny. So Balin comes into the pits. And let's see, can Connor now challenge Danny at the front and separate these two? The Ferrari seem very dominant in this race at the moment. And the Red Bull's not having a good day at the moment in qualifying 8th and 10th. And let's quickly, before Connor finishes lap, let's see, any incidents? No. So I was just checking that there was no 5-second time, 5 place grid penalties for anyone, because that could change the order a lot. But let's see, as Connor now comes across the line, he gets up into about 6th. Yes, 6th. So good lap from him. He improved quite a bit, went up 2 places, and that kind of puts the heat off of Red Bull there. But that is a classification. We have Danny in pole position, Cam in 2nd, Balin in 3rd, Harvey in the other Ferrari in 4th, Owen in 5th, Connor in 6th, Cameron in 7th, Tommy in 8th, Tyler in 9th, and Joe in 10th. Then we have Jamie in 11th, who got 12th? Harrington in 12th, and Dalton in 13th. Can't remember who got 14th, because I swear we had 14 drivers. In Q1, I swear we did. Let's see what the group chat's like. But now we just wait so we can start the formation. Curtis! I forgot about Curtis, that he didn't retire, so that means he's 14th. Why is he 14th? That's just unfair. He didn't even get to qualify. So Curtis has got a lot of making up to do. He could, if he does well, get the potential driver of the day, you know, if he does, like, get 5th or something. But we do wait. I'm surprised Curtis didn't qualify. That's not really fair. But now we start the formation lap, I think. Yes, the formation lap has now started. As everyone now just... Let's see how many people get disqualified. Alright, if no one gets disqualified, I'll be very surprised. This is 29 laps. And we're bound to have some kind of collision. Is that Balin that's just spun off? Oh dear. Right, so Balin's just died. So that's fun. And Danny's almost just died as well. Obviously, I must just add that this is a night race, the first ever of CRL, and it's only round 2. I've said that like 4 times this whole race. I'm sorry, but no one's been disqualified yet. So, well done. Touch wood. If no one gets disqualified, I will eat my phone case. I won't, but... Let's wait now as we watch everyone do the formation lap. Obviously 29 laps. Oh, it's been 35 minutes already and we haven't even started. This is going to be a fun race, and Danny's backing everyone up, but at least no one's making contact. So, is that McLaren? Oh, yeah, because Balin spun and McLaren's in 4th. Yeah. So, as the grid is now reforming, and did anyone retire? Curtis there now in P14. Can he do bits and get up that order and potentially win the race? I hope he does, to be fair. If he wins, I'd be well happy. And Balin glitches through. Let's wait now. Can we not have this camera angle every time? As we wait with Danny. Curtis is coming into his grid slot, but obviously Dalton's there. And now we wait. to go to 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a good start from everyone. Looks like the Williams of Tyler, I think that is, come across, and everyone getting a good getaway, and Cam's down the inside of Danny, and Cam's got past Danny, but they're running outside, but Danny has to settle for P2, and Cam takes the lead from Danny. Third places, and Curtis making an amazing start up to P9 already. And that's Tyler now moving down the order. I think Cameron also spun. And there's a yellow flag. Who's just spun? Is it Connor? And there's a massive crash. Harrington's now retired. And there was a few collisions. Curtis now in 10th. And it looked very far back. It looked like there was a bit of like mayhem going on. And I didn't see it. So, and Danny's just gone wide. Danny's wide. Danny's now into B4. Under attack from Bailey. So the Ferrari, in CRL we've never seen a 1-2 from a team, so we could see our first today with Cam in first and Harvey in second. We could potentially see a 1-2, and we just wait now. There's a yellow flag. Is that Owen round? And Owen's big spin, and he's down to P13. What a shame. Harrington obviously retiring, and yeah, why did I mention that? And Curtis up to P8 already. Harrington leaves because he's probably a bit annoyed. So across the line on the first lap anyway. We go on to lap 2. Cam is leading, followed by Harvey, then followed by Balin, then followed by Danny, then Tommy, who's had a brilliant start, then Jamie, who's also had a good start, then Cameron, then Curtis, who's had a good start, then and Cameron's just overtaken Jamie, Owen's just got a 5 second time penalty. And this race is mayhem already. We've been 1 lap, and Dalton now having a battle with Connor. Let's see that battle. Oh no, Tyler's in the pits. What's wrong with Tyler? And was there a bit of collision there between Dalton and Connor, because Dalton went a bit wide. But now look at this battle between Jamie and Cameron. And Cameron comes for the switchback. What a move! But Cameron, is Jamie still there? Will he have a move? Cameron looks like he's screwed up the corner, but there's Curtis now in P8. He's coming to join the battle to try and get this P6. Oh my god, this is amazing. Let's see what's going to happen in this battle there. Jamie looking quite racy, Cameron looking racy, and Curtis also looking racy. And they all look like they want that top positions. Let's see what tyres we're on. I didn't even check that. So Curtis is actually on the mediums yet, so expected. Danny on the hards is in P4. That might be why he's struggling a bit compared to everyone else. But Cam now has got a 1.1 second gap in the lead. He's got fastest lap as well. So at the moment Cam is leading. We have a Ferrari 1-2. I've just thrown my phone across the floor because I've not realised that Cam's doing bits. And Curtis goes for a move down the inside of Jamie and makes it past. And Dalton's now into the pits. And we're just waiting for Curtis to catch up to Cameron. And why do I keep saying that? We are just waiting for this. And the gap now between the top two is 0.9 seconds. But this gap, this battle between Cameron and Jamie is a bit... oh wait, no. Cameron and Curtis, was better. But now there is no longer a battle. Now Balin versus Harvey. Let's see. Actually, it's Balin versus Danny. And then... yeah, look at this battle between Balin and Danny. These two were the championship rivals of Season 1 at the start. But then Balin obviously left. And they're going side by side. What a battle between the two. And Danny's running outside, but he's had to cut back in. Let's see if he'll get the switch back. He doesn't. And he doesn't go for any rush moves down the inside. So, what a battle between these two. Harvey isn't that far up the road as well. And let's see if Danny's going to go for a dive bomb. He doesn't. He does back out. And he waits for DRS down the main straight as he now tucks into Balin's slipstream. Let's see what's going to happen here. He's going to pull to the inside. Is he? This camera is awful. But let's see as he goes for a move. Danny inside into turn 1. and he's got Harvey ahead of him. Oh, he cuts the corner. He has to cut over the curb, and that causes Balin to pull away a bit. And what a battle that was. We're on lap 4 now, and what a battle we have. The top 3, this is like last year, we had 3 people battling, but they were battling for P1. Cam is 1.1 seconds ahead now. Look, there he is, and then these 3 follow. And that was a good camera angle. There's Tommy there, and you could just see him. And Owen gets the fastest lap because he has just pit for new tyres. And let's see if Danny can gain back up to these 2 drivers ahead of Balin and Harvey. And this battle is like really good already. Let's hope that they don't make contact. That's the only battle going on track. Balin goes a bit wide there. Let's just go on board with him as he's obviously battling Harvey now. Let's see if he can gain back up to the back of Harvey. How far is Danny? Danny's not that far back either. And Balin's using his slipstream, Harvey's slipstream. He takes that apex. He is trying to get close. Let's see how close Danny is as well. Danny could also make a move, but they're all tucking into each other's slipstream. And it's Harvey being defensive. He moves under braking, moves the inside, and I think Balin's got the move on Harvey, but Harvey's running outside now for turn 2, and it's just not enough. And Balin gets the position off of Harvey. Harvey's now got DRS. Is he going to make a move? Danny inside. He does make a move around the inside of Balin, and they're so close. I think they touch, but it's fine. And Danny trying to follow Harvey through, but not enough, and they're side by side still into sector 2. And my voice just goes like really excitable. And these 2 battling, and I think Balin now has got a bit of time to breathe as he's been attacked. Well, he's been attacking Harvey, and now he can breathe. And Harvey now looks really close into turn 10, and let's see if he can make any moves down the inside of Balin. He won't into this corner, but he'll have a good if he has a good exit, he'll be able to get maybe close enough on turn 12 as he touches the curb. That is very risky because them curbs do bite you on the arse. And let's see, he tucks into the slipstream, and Balin weaving on the track a bit, but now not. And he's gonna have to stay behind, but now he's gonna have DRS. It's gonna be so close between them as they're going to have the same move, but it's Harvey putting it on Danny. And while this is going on, Harvey put on Balin, I mean. While this is going on, Cam is pulling out a gap. 2.1 seconds now is the gap, and yeah. Oh, there's a bit of contact there, and Danny now gets squeezed through. But Harvey's not having any of that. He's gonna have to try and make it back. But it does just look like Danny's got the move, but Harvey goes for a lunge down the inside and taps Danny a bit. There's no real mad contact that caused either of them to spin. So there, Balin has had a bit of time to breathe and pulled ahead. Oh, that was lucky that Harvey ghosted then, because Danny locked up and Harvey went into the back. He is so lucky that he ghosted. And Joe then just overtook Dalton, I think, or Owen, or just got overtaken by Owen. So not a very good day for the Red Bull. Obviously P9 and P12, so they're not doing great. But now we have Danny versus Balin to watch, and these two now are going to be not backing down from each other, as these two obviously were fierce rivals at the start of season 1, and quite a far way in until Belgium, when he overtook, and that was it. Balin just had enough. And let's see what's going to happen into turn 1. Is Danny close enough? I don't think he is, but you never Danny brakes really late into turn 1 and gets right behind Balin. Let's see if he'll have a good traction out of turn 2 to try and make a move into turn 3, or I think it's turn 4. Let's see, he can't. So they're pulling away from Harvey now. and Cam's about 1.7 seconds ahead of Balin. So he's okay at the moment. There's not really any battles apart from Curtis versus Tommy. We'll just strike to that a bit because they look pretty close. And let's see if Curtis is going to go for any rash moves on Tommy. I don't think he will because Curtis is a bit more smarter. He's a bit smart and won't lunge it into a corner. But they are very close, and let's see if Curtis can overtake Tommy. I think it'll be close between them, and as I say, no, Curtis is smart. He lunges it down the inside and runs wide. But Joe now overtakes Owen as well, further back. But let's see what's going on between the Danny and Balin battle. It's about 4 tenths. They're on the main straight. Let's watch them actually as they now go onto the main straight. Let's see, is Danny going to have a chance into turn 1 again? Let's see, is he going to pull to the inside? We'll watch. He pulls to the inside. He's got his nose there, but Balin just covers him off. And let's see if he gets the traction out of turn 2. He will have a good run on him into turn 4. As he's looking down the inside, but he tucks back in behind Balin at the last minute. And this battle is really good as he looks like he's going to have a move around the outside there. And Dalton just gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so exceeding track limits. So Cam now not as far ahead, about 1.6 seconds now, or 1.7. So definitely still under pressure from these two later on. But now Cameron is very close to... We have a few good battles now. We have Cameron and Harvey that could be a potential battle. And also Tommy Burrell and Curtis has actually just overtaken Tommy. So Curtis now up to P6 from P14. And it's only lap 8. So, yeah, that's a pretty good start from him. And Danny now 3 tenths ahead. Behind, I mean. Yeah. Oh. And let's see if Cameron can have a good run on Harvey. I don't think he will, so we'll switch to his cockpit. He actually has a good run on him. And let's see, we're going to move to the inside. What a move from Cameron. He goes down the inside of Harvey into turn 1. And Harvey comes back at with the switchback. I think it's just not enough. And Cameron gains P4. So Harvey's gone from P2 to P5. But it's not over yet. Connor's just overtaken Jamie as Jamie comes into the pits. But Cameron now is up to P4. What a good move. But Danny is right behind Balin now. It's only 2 tenths. And there could be a potential big battle as he goes to the outside into turn 10. And will he make the move stick? He does. What a move from Danny round the outside. But is Balin going to have a run on him? He is. And let's see. Is he going to... No, he doesn't go for a dive bomb. That's good. So, obviously now they've got about a 5-second gap-ish to Cameron, and Balin goes very wide there, and I won't be surprised if he got a warning for that, because that was very wide out of the track limits. 1.5 seconds is now the gap between Cam and Danny, and I'm trying to look at battles. There is a battle between Tommy and Curtis still, but not as good as this battle for P1. But now that Danny's cleared Balin, P2 I mean. Now Danny's cleared Balin, we're on lap 10 now, and it doesn't look like Balin's got the speed. He's still with Danny, but not close enough. There's a 1.3 second gap, so Danny is pushing. But I kind of want to see Cam win, because I feel like if Danny wins, then it's going to be a reoccurring pattern for the whole... And Connor's retired! Connor retires from the session, and this is not a good race for the Red Bull team. 1 DNF and 1 now going into P10. but it just doesn't seem like their day as Joe now comes into the pits, and Joe retires. So that is a double retirement for the Red Bull team. What a disappointment. They wanted a really good performance here, and they just couldn't perform. So, I mean, I think there's something beyond that. They've clearly not just, like, retired on purpose. Anyway, now that that's sorted, let's see any battles. There are no battles currently going on apart from Danny and Cam. They are very close together, and Connor now leaves. And that is a P12 and P13 finish for them when Owen gets back past them. As they're DNF'd, so yep, there you go, he moves up to P11. And let's see, look at this battle for P1 now. We have Danny so close to Cam, and Harvey comes into the pits. And let's see if Danny can have a move on Harvey's teammate Cam. Cam's been controlling this race so far. He's been leading from the start when he got Danny off the line into turn 1, which was a game changer in this race. And we just have to hope that more battles like this are coming. But I want Cam to put up a fight. I don't want Cam to let Danny through straight away and there not to be another battle. As Cam lags a bit backwards. But let's see if their battle's going to go on into turn 11 as Danny doesn't go for the dive bomb. But they are very close. It's the only battle, on-track battle going on at the moment. Off-track battles, we probably have Connor and Joe beating themselves up for retiring, but there must be something behind it. Because I don't think they're both coming into the pits and retiring is a thing. But Balin now under pressure from Cameron, and I did not see that coming out. Wait, is he? Oh no, Owen's getting lapped. But now it is, and Cam comes into the pits and now releases Danny, and Danny takes the lead. Balin also into the pits, so Cameron's in the pits. This is going to put Curtis into the pits as well. 5-second time penalty for him though, for speeding in the pit lane. And this is going to move Tommy up. No, it's going to move Harvey now. Needs to get into a good position compared to his teammate. His teammate's still in P2, and I think he's going to come out of the pits in P2, but his teammate could have a say in that. As where's Cameron? Cameron and Harvey are going to be battling as they come out of the pits, and Cameron just gets out ahead. Look at how close the gap is between them, and you could put like a matchstick box in the middle of that gap, and it probably would just fit. But oh, this squeezes past Cameron does, and that is Harvey now into P5, but he still has a potential to get P4 from Cameron. And look at the battle between these two. Obviously HLFR Monaco, they have a bit of kind of rivalry from that, but ever since then their rivalry has been contained, and they have performed very well against each other. But look at how close he's getting to Cameron. And look at this side by side now into turn 11, and Harvey's got the move done, and Danny sets fastest lap on the 12 lap old hards. He's getting fastest lap. I just don't understand it, but let's just, he's doing Hamilton. But now we wait and see if, why do I keep saying, and now we hope that Cam can battle back with Harvey. Obviously he's on newer tyres, so he should be able to. And there's a yellow flag in sector 3. No one seems to be, it's not a top front runner. And there's a battle that could form between Jamie and Tyler, but at this current moment in time there isn't, as Tyler dives into the pits, and Harvey now is, oh no, Harvey was always ahead, and Tyler gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. So just to wrap it, another penalty for speeding. We've had a few of them already, and Cameron now looks like he is kind of dropping back from Harvey. He needs to make these hards click so he can start attacking. But it doesn't look like he's doing that. They are so close, these two, and sorry for moving. And at the moment, it's another it'll be another podium for Danny and Cam if it remains like this, and Balin will finally be on the podium. But Balin is yet to score a win in CRL at all. So Balin obviously will be hunting for that this season. If Danny doesn't race for one race, then that's it. Boom, Balin's there. And Owen obviously having a bad race in 11th place with that contact at the start. There must have been. But we now wait as Cameron is only 5 tenths behind Harvey. So there's going to be a battle between them into turn 1. Is he going to dive bomb? He goes for the outside move, which is going to turn into the inside for turn 2. He's hung it around the outside, and that turns into the inside, and he's got the move done. What a move, and gets DRS just to rub it in Harvey's face. But the slipstream on this game is so overpowered. Harvey looked like he was going to have a move, and let's see. He runs a bit wide, but it looks like Cameron has got the move done. What a move, to be fair. And now Curtis is behind Harvey, but he's got a 6-second gap in between. So if Curtis can gain that gap on Harvey, then fair play to him. But with Curtis's, like, obviously starting 14th, it's moved up 8 places this race. Wait, let's just check that, shall we? Position change. Yep, 8 places more than anyone else so far in this race. So now Cameron looks very in control of that P4. He could be gaining up to Balin to get that P3. But Cam now in second. Obviously he's 23 seconds behind Danny, but Danny is like hasn't pit yet, and also Danny will go on to mediums, so I think this might be Danny's race just because of the strategy difference. Unless Cam can pull this off, like if he pulls off a race win, I will be like happy. I don't want to see Danny get a back-to-back win. I want a different win. I want Balin to win as well. Balin could win. I want Cameron to win if Cameron can win. I want Curtis to win if Curtis could win. Yeah, you know, like, I want Tyler to win a race this season. That'd be good. I want Tommy to win a race. Jamie, Dalton, Owen, Connor, Joe, Harrington. Notice I mentioned everyone apart from Harvey. Yeah, Harvey, he can win as well. And there's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. That is literally on that corner. And let's see who has spun. Who spun at that corner? I think it might have been Owen. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. I can't tell who it is. It's gone now anyway. Let's go on board. Well, on with. And wait, no, there's a battle between Cameron and Harvey again as I flick to Cam. And Cameron's going to stick around the house. Oh, they're so close into turn 10. And look at that. I think they're bumping, but it's just little kisses on the arse. And let's see as Cameron now goes to the outside to make a move. And let's see what is going to happen. This season seems very close between everyone. And he tucks into the slipstream, activates DRS. He's already down the inside. Danny's now into the pits. Danny's down to 3rd. He's on the mediums. And let's see. Cameron and Harvey are both battling right behind Danny. As Danny now has... and Owen retires. But, I mean, he probably wanted to. Because P11... But Harvey gets launched over to the inside. And Cameron comes across. And that is Harvey very far behind. I was just checking that Harvey didn't spin there. Big yellow flag. We could see a safety car. We haven't seen a safety car yet in CRL. I haven't seen a safety car in this game yet. But a safety car right now would be very good for the order. But not for Cam, because Cam kind of wants this strategy for his to work. And I want... Cam's got a 6-second gap to Danny at the moment, and a 2.1. to Balin. So Cam's in control at the moment. Dalton comes into the pits, and yeah, we now just wait. Oh my god. And Cameron now looks like he's pulling away from Harvey. So that's nice to see. And we'll look on with Danny now. He's 4 seconds behind Balin. And at the moment, looks like he's kind of dropping back. From what I can see, the only battle going on is Harvey versus Cameron. So, but Harvey's only just in DRS range. He's not even in DRS range anymore, but he's got DRS because of the activation point. But I'm about to sneeze. But the gap now between Balin and Cam is 1.8 seconds. So Balin is gradually gaining that gap. And gap between Balin and Danny is 3.7. So it's looking like Danny's going to have to get through Balin and Cam to win this race, obviously. And that's going to be quite a challenge, because these two drivers are like, obviously they've earned their place where they are now. They've earned their position. And yeah, now Harvey is dropping back from Cameron. So it looks like Cameron's got that. So let's go on board with the race leader of Cam. What a race it's been for him. Last season he won Monaco, and that was his only race win. And it's only round 2. And obviously Bahrain, the night race. Yeah, stop saying that. Obviously round 2, and he's already leading the race with Balin behind. Balin looks quite racy, 1.7 seconds behind. So we could see a new winner. I hope we see a new winner. But there's 11 laps to go, so potentially we could not. Danny sets past his lap. That's not nice to see if you were Cam right now, or Balin. I was just looking at the group chat. Seemed like everyone had battles at the start. And we now have a 1.5 second gap, or 1.4 seconds between Cam and Balin at the top, but Danny seems like he's closing the gap to Balin. It's 2.2 seconds now, and I really want Cam to win, but then again, like, I know it's not going to happen. I hope it does. I have faith in him, but Danny's just 2.1 seconds behind Balin on the medium tyres. He's just done the right strategy, but Cam seems like he's rapid today. This is his home. And 1.2 seconds the race, the yellow flag in Sector 1. Who was spun in Sector 1? Oh, it's Dalton now. Not a good race for him in P10. He'll at least, if he finishes, he'll get points. So we just hope that he does finish, so we can get a point for Toro Rosso, because they need that right now. They've had, in Season 1, they had Sully and Connor for like 2 races. And then that kind of didn't work, and Harvey and Cameron are battling again. I didn't even realise this, and Cameron's now on the inside. Harvey has got back past Cameron, but it doesn't look like it's over. At the moment it looks like Curtis is out of the equation for this battle, but they're so close between, it's so like tight. Curtis could gain if he takes advantage of the fact that these two are battling so close. Next is Cameron goes to the outside. He activates DRS, pulls into the slipstream. Cameron follows Harvey like a snake, and he goes for the move down the inside. What a slotted move by Cameron then. And speaking of, well, we now got Danny only 1.1 seconds behind. But this battle here is so good, and this is for P4. This is for a podium. But obviously we're about to go on to lap 20 and these two are battling like this. It's just like we've got nine more laps, well 10. Think about it logically, we've got 10. So obviously then 10 laps, a lot can change. And we could see a new race leader. Another yellow flag in sector 1. Is that Dalton? I don't really want to check. And look at this battle between Cameron and Harvey. Hopefully they don't push it too hard, because there's pushing and then there's Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, which is pushing a bit too much, starting pushing them wide, and then you get like a Spain where they take each other out, so you don't really want that. But these two seem very, very calm and collective. They don't look like they're gonna take each other out anytime soon. I kind of hope not, because that could cause a safety car unless they both stay in the race. But we look at this battle between Cameron and Harvey though. Like, they're both so close to each other. No contact has been made, no front wing damage. It's just clean racing. And this is what we've seen. And Balin has now been overtaken by Danny. And Harvey gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. And Cameron overtakes him. But now we've got Danny versus Balin versus Cam at the front. Because Danny is now 1.3 seconds behind Cam. And we're on lap 21, so there's still plenty more laps to go. And Cameron could just kind of let off the throttle, let Harvey pass, and just keep battling like this. But if he does, Curtis is going to close that gap rapidly, and he could be under threat from the Renault. And it's very close between Cameron and Harvey, as Harvey's now running outside, Cameron's running inside, and it's all okay. And I think that is it. Harvey's got the move, but we know that Cameron will get the move again on another lap, and because they're both pushing, their tyres are going to be dead, and Curtis might come into the equation and get a P4, which will move him up 10 places from where he started. But we're still obviously waiting for this battle to actually stop, because Curtis is continuously rapidly gaining on these two who are battling. And can I just say, Bahrain is looking so thick right now. Anyway, Cameron now right behind Harvey. It's so close between them. As now they're on lap 22. There's a 0.3 second gap between Danny and Cam. I think this battle is more important. As Danny goes, no he doesn't. He pulls out of that move. And we're seeing now a battle form between Danny and Cam. But Balin's also in the mix. I don't care about that battle between Cameron and Harvey at the moment. There's a 3-way battle for the lead. And Danny goes on the outside, but Cam's on the inside. And they're still side by side. And Danny spins! Oh, Danny loses the rear, goes side into the side of Cam. What a shame for Danny. He's back into P3. But now Balin's into P2. This 3-way battle for the lead. And we have Danny, who just lost it. He almost did a Vettel. But did a Vettel into Cam. So hopefully, I don't think there's any damage on Cam's car. But on Danny's there might be some. But Balin looks like he's feeling a bit racy. He might want to move into P1. We could see Balin win a race in CRL, which would be his first. We could see Cam win a race, which would be his first in Season 2, and his second ever win in CRL. Or we could see Danny win, it was his, 10th. Anyway, Balin looks very racy. It looks like he's going to go for a move into turn 13, 14. He doesn't, but now we've got a 3-way battle, and I know Cam might lose his positions here, because DRS does play a big factor, and we might see a new leader into turn 1. Will Balin, and Cam goes for a move, Balin goes for a move, but Cam blocks the inside. I think Cam's okay, but Balin spun Cam! Cam's round! What a mistake from Balin, just misunderstanding where Cam was, and has spun Cam round, and Danny takes the lead. That was a big collision. I think the stewards are going to have to look at that, because it was just a bit unfair, but also Cam didn't leave that much space, but that has kind of screwed up Cam's race now, and Balin rightfully lets Cam back through into P2, which is the right thing to do, I'd say, because to be honest, he's just ruined his race. But now Cam has a bit of front wing damage. Actually looks like quite a lot. I'm not sure about Balin though, but Cam's now battling with him, and I was thinking this was going to happen between Cameron and Balin and Harvey, but it's not. It's happened between Cam and Balin. So what a anticlimactic moment there, where we thought it was all such a clean race, and Danny's now just buggered off. Really, he's just gone, thanks guys, and we go on to lap 24, I think. There you go, on to lap 24. And Cam is now struggling, and it does look like this is the end of his race. He will have to settle for either a P2 or a P3, not the win like we wanted to see, or at least I wanted to see. Danny looks like he's got a bit of damage. He hasn't, but let's see the Alfa Romeo. He looks like he's got some front wing damage as well. But Balin just slots it down the inside there. And this battle is going on for P2. And that was insane what Balin did though. And Cam went round viciously there. It could have gone a lot worse. They could have retired. But luckily there's no retirements. But there will be very beefy chat later, and okay, we just wait and hope that there's no more incidents like that, because that was insane. Phew. Okay, so there's no longer really a battle between Cam and Balin, but there is a battle between Cameron and Harvey, which has been going on for the whole race. We're on to lap 25 now. We've got 5 laps remaining, and we now wait. We now just hope that there's no collision between these two, because that could be very bad for the Ferrari team if both their drivers get caught up in a turn 1 accident. Harvey moves vigorously, that was vicious actually, and it's literally the exact same move that Balin went for, but luckily it doesn't end in the same result. Obviously they wouldn't have seen this coverage, so they wouldn't know what just happened to Cam and Balin, so they'll have to wait until they either watch this video, or if there's a recorded video of it, then they will see that. And we just hope that it doesn't happen again, to be honest, because that was very, all of a sudden, boom, here's a collision between the two who were race leaders. Balin, actually I don't think Balin was the race leader at one point. He was overtaking for the race lead. And we mustn't forget that Curtis is still 3.7 seconds behind. And Tommy Burrell and Tyler are both P7 and 8, so that's good for Williams. Jamie in P9, Dalton having an awful race for him, but he's in P10, at least picking up a point, unless he retires, which I don't think he will. But we just have to hope that there's no more contact between drivers, like there was between Balin and Cam, because that collision has changed this race. Because it was just so unexpected, it came out of nowhere. But it's a big why some collision. There was a collision between Harvey and Cameron again, but you have to remember Harvey has a 3-second time penalty. So if Curtis gets in between that 3-second gap, no, Curtis got a 5-second penalty, so he has to be 2 seconds ahead. If he didn't get that penalty, he'd be well in the mix there for a P4 or 5. But still, I think Curtis at the moment is driver of the day because he's moved up 8 positions this race. Okay, 8. But I'm not supposed to choose, it's Harvey's decision, so I can't say who's going to be driver of the day anymore. But now we just hope, now we just watch on and see this battle between Cameron and Harvey still going on. We haven't been in the podcast for ages. Danny's at the fastest lap of a 1:30.7. Looks like that's Cameron going for another move. Looks like around the outside. And he's going to have another move on Harvey, and Harvey doesn't move. Harvey doesn't block, and no defending there. But Harvey does look for a move running outside, but he's not going to get it. He might get the switchback, but he is unsuccessful. But he might get another switchback. So he's just done a switchback for the switchback, and it's actually paid off. He had DRS, so I guess that kind of helped. But yeah, but Cameron's just gone for a switchback, and Curtis now only 1.8 seconds behind, but with 3 laps left, I don't think he'll get a 2. Oh, Cameron! Oh, he loses the rear, mad oversteer, and runs wide. If Curtis didn't have this 5-second time penalty that he has, he'd be well up there now. He'd be P4, well, he'd be at least P5 because of the penalty that Harvey has. But if he didn't have it, and he'll be ahead of Tommy at the moment. Almost dropped my controller. But these two could still have a collision. We hope that they don't. We're about to go on to the penultimate lap though. Danny hasn't controlled this race. It's been Cam. But it's just unfortunate with what happened with him and Balin. Oh. But now Cameron again going for another move on Harvey. Obviously his second last lap. We need to get it done like now. And hopefully Danny's tyres fall off the... And there's Curtis now, right in the mix. So that's good. And there's a bit of collision. Oh, there's a bit of contact. And it looks like Cameron has just lost the position to Curtis out of nowhere. Curtis with his... That was quite aggressive, but it was fair. It was foul, but fair. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Yeah. So Cameron's tyres look dead. They look so dead because he's struggling now for rear grip. As you can see, the rubber on the floor there. And Curtis now in P5. Let's see if Curtis can gain up to Harvey and get that P4. If he gains a 2-second gap on Harvey, then he'll at least beat Harvey. I don't think that's possible. He'll finish P5, P6 I mean, because of how his penalty is just played out. But yeah, big shame. That's very wide from Cameron. If he had got a penalty there, that could have changed the race. But we go on to the final lap now, and Danny leads, followed by Balin, followed very closely by Cam. But then these three are all battling for 4th. So I have really good interview questions. But Cameron now going for a move on Curtis. Curtis doesn't attack, or defend I should say. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Imagine if Harvey had spun right now. But Cameron, oh, there's big contact between Curtis and Cameron pushes Curtis off the track. Let's see if Curtis is going to have a go. He turns in, but it's not good enough. He's just missed out. And it looks like Harvey's going to get P5 because obviously he has a 3-second time penalty, which we must not forget about. That's what screwed over Connor in Monaco of Season 1, which is why Cam won. I kind of wish that, Danny had a few penalties or something, or just spun round. But we can't see it. But now we go on with the race leader for a second time. Danny is coming is coming round the final corner. And for the second race in a row, Danny wins in Bahrain. It's 2 races. He gets the fastest lap. Second is still undecided. It could be Balin or Cam as they're coming down to the line. It's going to be Balin, followed by Cam. And this battle for P4 has died off as Harvey now comes across the line in P4, but is going to be pushed down to P5. Curtis gets P6, is not going to move down to P7. But P7 is Tommy Burrell. P8, about 39 seconds behind his teammate. Dalton comes home in 10th to get a point for Toro Rosso. And Tyler's going to come across... Wait, unless he's got penalties and Jamie doesn't. But the crowd cheer. But Tyler is probably not cheering. But he's coming round the final corner to get P8 at Bahrain. Let's see if Jamie has anything to say about it. Yes, did he finish P9? Jamie finishes P8, which means Tyler finishes P9, which is a big shame. But we could have collision warning. Well, we could have some penalties between Cameron and... Well, we'll definitely have to search into that collision between Balin and Cam. But, yeah, now... But that is the classification, and now I will find the top 3. Give me. Hello, Danny. Please, could you include your audio? Cam, please include your audio too.
Hello.
And where's Balin?
Yep.
Balin, include your audio. Have you all done it?
I have. I did it when I joined.
Okay, so obviously I'll start with Danny because he won. Danny, do you feel like you've been gifted that win because of the collision between Balin and Cam?
Yes.
I don't know,
Did you see the collision?
to be honest. I did, yes.
And whose fault would you say it was? Would you rather not say? I can do that if you want.
I'd say 50-50.
Okay. So
Just
we're
from
going
what
to...
I seen, or the glimpse of what I seen.
Yeah. So we're going to Balin now. What happened?
I tried to take it around the outside of Cam, but he squeezed me onto the curb a bit, and I just sort of unsettled the car. I was managed to keep the traction fine, but I think he just squeezed me a bit, and yeah. Just
Cam.
racing incident, I would say.
Sorry.
I still felt bad for him because he got the worst of it, so I let him back through and
Yeah, I did see that.
and-
Cam, can we have your input?
Yes, nothing more. I just tried to squeeze him, went deep, and just came off worse. But like I said, he let me through, and then tried to get pressure on.
Yeah. You two had a good battle. And And obviously Harvey picked up some good
yeah.
points, so Ferrari got...
I didn't mean to hit
Good
him.
point.
I just output myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's alright. Okay. At least I've heard both of your opinions of that. So would you both say it's a racing incident? Hello?
Hello.
Would you both say that's a racing incident?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Don't have to do any steward actions on that. Okay, so Danny, your strategy obviously paid off. Was that like your whole plan from the start, or did you change it at any point?
Yeah. No, it was the plan to start. Well, it was going to be the mediums, but then I kind of ruined a lap in the mediums, so kind of went plan B. And then during the race, I kind of used too much of the hard side and spun.
Yeah,
And I spun like right before I was meant to pit. So
yeah.
that's great.
I also saw that you spun into Cam at one point.
You did, yes.
You like kind of
I
you lost traction,
But-
just like kind of binned it into him. I'm like,
It's-
oh,
It
okay.
was
We was side by
almost like-
side, and
Yeah,
yeah, it was like the Vettel incident. Where Vettel just
yeah.
Yeah, I
that
didn't
was
spin there.
spun. But
Same corner,
yeah,
same
so
car.
of course it's
obviously,
from Mercedes and Ferrari, then, wasn't it?
yeah. Except the other way around. Only on the driver's one.
oh dear. I made so many, I made a few Vettel jokes there, to be fair. And
Thanks.
obviously. So, Cam, do you think you could have potentially won that race? Because I was rooting for you to win, and then
Would have been very close. I think Danny would have got me. I probably thought I could have got second if that collision didn't happen, because I kept the pressure on him. But yeah, I'm happy with it.
yeah, pretty good performance, to be fair. You got another podium. Same with you, Danny, obviously, but well, thank you. Anyway, does anyone want to say anything before we leave?
Not really. Apart
No,
from the fact, I think if the collision didn't happen, I think Cam, I might have still been able to get him because of my, I finally got in DRS, and that's kind of what allowed me to get him anyway, because
That was because me and Danny
after him and
connected.
Danny.
That
Yeah,
ruined my momentum. I was fine until that happened.
And I was running really low downforce, and every time I actually tried to defend from Danny, it worked out pretty well. Until when I let him past a couple of times. So I think if the collision didn't happen, I think me and Cam both might have still had a pretty good shot at winning, actually.
Yeah, I think all three of you,
Yeah, it's not-
when you were battling, were really close. So I think any of you could have won.
Always nice to have a battle with your teammate.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And
Well,
because we know each other so well, we know exactly what each other are going to do.
Exactly.
You said teammate, yeah. Balin, yours didn't arrive, and Harvey spent the whole time battling Cameron.
Yep.
So, alright, well, thank you for that. That was actually serious. And, we'll see everyone in round 3 at China.